Hey everybody, what's going on? This is a Daily Dose of Dave, episode 22. It is Tuesday, February 13th, and of course on Tuesdays, that means Talent Tuesdays. What this platform is going to be used for is to try to give the spotlight to somebody that deserves it, whether it be they're on the rise or they're established or they played a huge role in, me getting to where I'm at today, and giving me all the opportunities that a guy can ask for. And of course, you can't start some kind of segment like this without talking about the guy that's responsible for any kind of recognition I've ever received. You see, chasing this thing for 11 years, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but when you find the right people and you connect with the right people, a guy like this was pivotal of meeting, networking, and joining his wrestling school, and I'm talking about Pat Buck. You see, in 2012, Pat Buck decided it's time to not so much hang up the wrestler boots because he's still actively wrestling to this day, but he dove into something with very, very much risk that it might not work out. You see, Pat is a very talented wrestler. He's been wrestling for a very long time. In fact, I think I was still in high school when he first got his start. See, he's only 2 years older than me, but he got his start, started on the independent, started to train, went right into the OVW system, went right to FCW. He was leading classes. He's been trained by people all over the world of all different shapes and sizes. And he was on the cusp of getting that big WWE contract that everybody strives to get when they get into professional wrestling. But I think Pat's biggest success comes within the last 5.5, 6 years. When he opened up that school, there was a lot of people that thought he was kind of crazy. His partner included. I don't think his partner, when he opened up the school, was really on board with the fact that he was going to train people from scratch and basically put them on the main roster, and try to make something of these people. He stuck by all of our sides. He went to bat for us a lot of times, even when we weren't doing the right things. And on a personal level, he's sat me down numerous times telling me it might not be the world for me. Pro wrestling may not be for me because I didn't know how to handle myself inside, outside the ring. But you know what? It's funny because Pat's the kind of guy that the wrestling training wasn't the only thing he's ever done for me. And he helped me grow up as a person. He taught me how to be a better guy outside the ring. He taught me how to be humble and not, get too ahead of myself. I got a big head when this career first started, when I thought I was gaining popularity. And truth be told, I know we're only 22 episodes into this, but me trying to build a brand has kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I found that out today. Not to sidetrack from Pat's story, but I'm surprised Pat didn't say, hey man, cool it. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Sometimes I get excited about a lot of things, and that's totally cool. You're supposed to get excited about everything that you do and you put passion into. But sometimes you don't want to jam it down, people's throats a lot. So with this, episodic vlog and, my podcast and my performances inside the ring and on commentary, that's how I have to really make the most noise. A lot of my friends already know what I do, so why do I have to keep telling them over and over and over again? But Pat has always kept me grounded. Opening up that school was one of his biggest and best decisions because it really has blossomed into the juggernaut that it is now and has produced real big stars such as Anthony Bowens, Chris Payne, Matt McIntosh, who was doing his own thing and then found his way to the WrestlePro school, and he has flourished ever since. Same thing with Christopher Avery Kuling, our current champion over at WrestlePro. These are guys that are all trained under the Pat Buck umbrella, which includes Dan Moff, Mario Baccara, Justin and Mark Carino, Kevin Matthews. It is a machine, and it keeps pumping out talent every single year. And just last year, at the end of 2016, Pat created WrestlePro. And what I'm telling you is it was one of his biggest moves that he's ever made to separate himself and to basically go on a journey by himself with the support, obviously, of the people that wanted to follow him. I wasn't even around at the time. Pat Buck gave me a second chance, and I always thank guys like Mike Bucci and other people in the wrestling business who vouched for me, who said I was a changed man and I deserved a second chance. Well, Pat gave me that second chance, and I haven't looked back since. So a guy like Pat Buck is to be thanked, is to be praised, and some people think, it could come off as a little ass-kissing-ish, But you know what? I'm already where I'm at. There's no more moves to be made in WrestlePro. I'm a commentator, I'm a ring announcer, and it's all because of him. And I haven't quit and I haven't stopped chasing these dreams because I truly believe that deep down inside, even if Pat is a man of very small words and everybody will tell you the same thing, he's always took the time out. Even just this recent show with all the success that everybody's coming off of, he took me aside and said, "This is what you might want to do to further my brand." So he does care. He's the father of this WrestlePro organization. He's the founder, and he deserves today's Tuesday Talent Spotlight. Thanks, Pat, for everything you do. And tomorrow we'll go into Winning Wednesdays, where I can finally talk a little bit of sports. I feel like I've gotten away from sports, and that's a very scary idea and scary thought. With all this building of a brand, I haven't turned on SportsCenter. I haven't turned on any morning radio. I've just been listening to Gary Vee every day, and it's like almost brainwashed me, but in a good way. But tomorrow we'll get into that. Thank you guys for supporting this show, and we'll continue to grow organically. And if you see any ads pop up, it's because finally I started to invest a little bit of money into growing this whole thing. So thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who reached out today, told me it's time to shut your mouth, I really appreciate you guys too. Have a good day, guys.